Welcome to Marifado. Topic today, Myanmar was black. Part 2. We have already given part 1. Founders of Myanmar, were they Africans? In part 1 on Burma or Myanmar, we learned a lot about Myanmar's history. We answered a number of questions. Questions like, is a black Myanmar or Burma effect? Our answer was yes, and we proved it. The second question was, founders of Myanmar, were they Africans? The answer was yes, and we proved it. And then the third question dealt with the issue of Bantus, who were the first people in Myanmar. We said Bantus, and we need to clarify that because issues of using the term Bantu have arisen in many other videos that we have given, despite the fact that we have given comprehensive proofs of why we call such a person a Muntu or a member of the Bantu race vis-a-vis these others who are not part of the Bantu group. So the word that we want to clarify here, Bantu, in other languages is Abantu Bamnyama, Vanmatema, Lumae, Rume, men. This is a Hamitic derivation of how the Myanmar people would call a person that is black. Lumae. And we know that the people that have more that dominate East Asia originally were Kushites, who were also connected with ancient Hamit, and they were Bantus. And so the word like this one, which you find in Myanmar languages, is Rume for us. It's very clear and straightforward. Also, Watu, Weusi, that is Swahili, and Antu, Kitem there is Bantu. We are free of the scholar, European scholar known as Blick, who is given the credit of coining this word Bantu because he didn't coin it from the atmosphere or from his head. He had people speaking about it and telling him when he asked them, who are you? And they said, we are Bantus. So we deliberately de-emphasize any religious and geographic issues around the definition of the term Bantu or Muntu as explained in the few terms that we have highlighted above here. We henceforth zeroed in on skin color hue. Therefore, we say melanin dominant humans are Bantus. No matter where you find them, they are the first people on that part of the earth. The second lie that we need to destroy is the issue of the Koi and the sun, where we are told by scholars and many others that the Kois and the Sans are not black Africans. That is a lie, a total lie. It was promoted by a Dr. Hendrik Verwoerd, who strategized and formulated apartheid in South Africa. And that strategy is divide, rule, and continue to conquer. It has gone into our brains and permeated all melanin dominant humans on earth today, even in higher education, as well as scientific themes, whereby they base their understanding on this lie. It is not correct to say the Koi or the San are not Bantus or are not Africans or are not black people. That is a lie. It is also a lie to call them the first people and then call the Bantus invaders. That is a total lie. The first people on any part of the earth are melanin dominant human beings, black Africans, if you want to call them, or whatever term you can call them, as long as you identify the color of their skin by your eyes, and other features become a secondary issue, like the bull mouth, the dolichocephalic face, and the flat nose, because we also have narrow nose. We also have blue eyes amongst melanin dominant human beings. The major factor that you should concentrate on is the percentage of melanin. Melanin dominant or a small percentage higher than the others who are non-melaninated. That is very clear. Now, we want to say that in the next pictures, for those that are very educated and they say, oh, no, Bantus are not found anywhere other than amongst a certain clique or a certain group in Africa. I want to ask, can you identify who is a Musarwa, who is a Bantu, and who is a Khoisan here? Show me who is different here. And I want to say, amongst these people, there is one child who came from East Asia, Southeast Asia. Amongst these children, can you identify that child? You cannot. Why? Because we are all Bantus. We are all melanin-dominant human beings. Having clarified this matter, let us refocus again on Myanmar and realize that it is ruled by people who are not indigenous compared to the indigenous person. All we need to do now is to prove our fact that the Bantus or melanin-dominant people were all over this place we call Myanmar. We know that there are more than 135 different ethnic groups in Burma, each with its own history, culture, and language. The majority Burman or Burmese ethnic group that makes, or 2/3 of them are called the Burma. They control the government, the military, and everything in this area. And one of them is represented here as that one. Are these, or is she a representative of the natives or First Nation system? Follow us as we prove that these Burmese who look like this, who are the largest ethnic majority in Myanmar, are not original people of Myanmar. They came from Mongolia. They came from China. Before the Burmese migrated and established their dynasty, the Pew had built city-states during its first century BCE in central and northern Myanmar. This is where they built all their cities, central and northern Myanmar. The Burmese-speaking people first migrated from present-day Yunnan, China. Therefore, as we said in our part 1, those who moved from southern China into this part of Southeast Asia were already melanin-dominant humans, straightforward. Now, the minority ethnic nationalities now that make up the remaining 1/3 of the whole of the people that live in Myanmar or Burma are identified in this image here. Although many have been forcibly removed from their homes by the military-backed government as it confiscates land for development projects and resource exploitation, as a result, millions of these people, so-called minority groups, have become internally displaced people, IDPs, within Burma, and they are refugees even within their countries and neighboring countries. Remember, the borders in Southeast Asia were drawn by the British and the French, including the borders of China. All that's why China has a lot of problems with Taiwan, Bhutan, Nepal, and many others, and Southeast Asia, because the British divided to rule and conquer, and they're still going on. 7 largest minority nationalities are the Chin, the Kachin, the Kareni or Kayin, the sometimes call it Kayin, the Kayan, the Rakhine. Most of the Rakhine, you know them as the Rohingyas today, and the Shan and the Mon. All of these are people that we know as Bantus. For instance, you know the word Mon here. It's Muntu, Munu. Straightforward. Let us now see these tribal members and ask if they are melanin dominant or not. Use your eyes. Use what you see. What you see is what it is. There it is. This is an image of a seated Buddha of the Pew tribe. He looks Bantu to me. What about to you? Oh, well, you say their eyes are closed or what? That's not it. And here is the Kamau tribe who lives in Tonghan village. Artist is drawing. These are Bantus. You cannot doubt that. Straight, clean, straightforward Bantus. Let's continue to show them. There again, these are the Moon tribe. And now they tell you this is the Moon tribe. Who is indigenous between here? We know definitely that there is a mulatto, and the mulatto will marry the Chinese. And then this disappears. That's what happens. This is a Robert Harding image, or one side village, the Aku tribe. There it is. You can go to robertharding.com and see more images. Look, if she was to go to South Africa, Botswana, Namibia, you wouldn't think that she's from Vietnam. So, right, Muntu. There again, the Kachin tribe. You can see that these are Bantus. The old Kachin tribe, these are Bantu women. Look at them straightforward. We'll spend some time to show and to prove that these are real, indeed, Bantus, melanin dominant humans. More facts. These are not indigenous. No way about it. This is never what we can call indigenous. These are not indigenous. These are Chinese. But the indigenous, the Kachin 1889, here are they. Look at them. Look at the skin and the faces. Many will say, it's black and white, but it never changes. You can look and you can see with your own eyes. Again, there, his Bantu identity. They actually go on to say, 2 old Kachin women in gala attire. Look at them. These are Bantus. It's not that they are black and white images. Look at the nose. Look at the mouth. The Dolly Sephardic. Look at the mouth. That one. Look at there. Look at the mouth. It's very clear. But when you compare with this one, it's quite clear that they can't be. Even the eyes tell you. These are white Chinese. No Kachins. Never. Again, more. These are now the current images of this a few years ago. Right? This is a current mom. Now, this is not black and white. This is colored image. Right? Myanmar was purely Bantu. Is purely Bantu. Look at that. Look at the nose. Look at her. Look at the old woman there. This is clean. Those that want colored, we have shown you here. She's smoking weed or opium wars effect. That is what is happening there. Now, the Chin tribesmen, 1894. Quite clear, straightforward. Look at them. These are Bantus. There are no two ways about that. You can not doubt this image. It's very obvious. Again, these are the photo by James Henry Green of a Bantu in Myanmar. And these are the Kachins, men who fought against the invasions of the Chinese because their border here, Kachin state, was in Yunnan, China, and Kakang region. This is where most of the battles and most of the intermarriages and neutralities and all that occurred. They faced the brunt of the Chinese colonization. These, look at the nose, look at the mouth, Dolly Sephardic mouth. There it is. This is very, very obvious and apparent. There again, look at the nose, the mouth, the eyes. These are Bantus. These are Kachin men. These are straightforward Bantus. Use your eyes to see. There are more ethnic tribes. This is a Karen woman hiding from the rains. This is a modern image. This is a modern picture around 1980 something. There it is. Very, very straightforward. Now, look at the Kachin part leader who is Chinese. And the others here, mulatto, by the Chinese is taking over. Compare him to the indigenous warrior of 100 years before this one. Look at that. This is a Kachin man or warrior. There again, the youth. Around 18th century, 19th century, there again, the Bantus. Now, the modern picture taken around 2002, the description will tell us when it was taken. Compare them now. Look at the skin here. Look at him. Look at that. Look at that. So who is indigenous here? He's a mulatto. He's a mulatto. He's indigenous and original. Mulatto, indigenous and original. These ones. So it's very, very clear for those that want black and white. We have shown you there and we have proved our point. Again, we continue to show Burmese indigenous people of Burma vintage album printed 1890, What and Skin Rangoon. Ladies and gentlemen, Bantus, these are Bantus straightforward. And here's a Karen woman in a traditional dress. The Karen refer to a number of Sino-Tibetan language-speaking ethnic groups whose language anyway has been proved to be AFRICOID, to be from Africa, not Semitic or whatever they want to call it. It is clear, straightforward. This is a Muntu. There are no two ways about that. And you can zero in on your differences. For some people, this is an example of Asian diversity. Similar in Africa, in color. So folks cannot continue to claim that it is a trick of black and white photography. This is straightforward, modern, right? Clear. This is Naga tribe festivals in Rangoon, right? In Burma. Look at them, right? There is no trick. There are no tricks here of photography. Again, young Buddhists. These are Bantus, original Bantus. And cultural appropriation now is taking over through the mulatto. See that? These are pure, straightforward Bantus. Clean, no two ways about that, and we cannot doubt it. Now, these are rare photographs that offer fascinating glimpses into the lives of Burmese people under British rule in the 19th century. I think you can look at this very, very clearly. This is the Muntu. All these are Bantus without any question marks. These are rare Burmese photos, 1800s of Bantus. Straightforward Bantus, straightforward. The features tell you that these are Bantus, straightforward here. Candles and flags offered before images of religious meditation in Rangoon to Buddha. This Myanmar was purely a Bantu land. This is from by European publishers, Underwood and Underwood, which was a popular and very famous printing company. This is 1903 or thereby, which is very, very clear that this is a Muntu, a Bantu. And there are Bantus there. There are Bantus, very, very, very straightforward. Again, hauling with buffaloes and bullocks from Irado River near Pagan, Burma, Bantus. And these are African, see, straight cows, cattle, oxen, straightforward by Underwood and Underwood. Straight, clear Bantus, Negritos, melanin dominant, you can call them what you want. This is a representation of a bygone era. Burma's last king, Thibaw Minbi, who was deposed by the British Army in the Third Anglo-Burmese War in November 1885, is a Muntu. Purely a Muntu. Straightforward a Muntu. And his wife, King Thibaw Minbi's wife, Suplayati, the couple and their two young daughters were exiled to Ratnagiri in India after the British invaded their country. So the Muntu, a princess, a queen there. Very clear Bantus. I have no doubt about that. The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. Let's throw away all European divisive learning that says these are Bantus, these are not, yeah, they are black, yes, but they are not. We are one people because we are a melanin dominant race. Anyone who comes and tells you that we are different when we are all melanin dominant race is a divisive element whom you should never listen to, but you should chuck and throw out to join those that are dividing and fighting against an enemy within. We are all melanin dominant people. Let's not concentrate on the little differences that arise because of the geography where we live, or our hairstyle, or our nose, or our height, or anything else. Let's concentrate on that we are melanin dominant race that is facing extinction and the wars. We are all Bantus. We are all Abantu. There we are. Our members are struggling and being driven all over away from their own land. We are all Bantus, historically defined as Negrito, but also clearly Bantus physically, or Africans. These hunter-gatherers that populated ancient Asia are now living in the forests. Almost many places they've been exterminated through genocide, deliberate genocide. They now survive in forests of Malaysia, the Philippines, India, the Andaman Islands, Australia, and many other places. Their fate is the same as the fate of Africa proper. If we do not rise up to defend and to retain our genes by not intermarrying with these other colonizers and silent invaders. Siyabonga, tatenda. We will now journey into Laos, in Bhutan, Nepal, Bangladesh, and India, where we will spend a lot of time in India because it's a subcontinent of Africa. Please let us journey together to participate in this total restoration and a drive to greatness. Send us an email on how you can contribute to join@marifado.com. This is Priya Rabbi LM Dumizulu saying we are rebuilding our greatness. Join us today. so that you be counted by our ancestors and the divinities and the Creator. And whatever force put us on earth, it will realize your effort and reward you. Subscribe to our channel, Hamiti Iburu Ethics. Till we meet again in India.